Okay.
And so, yeah, just did that for Remington. And they're out of Ilion, New York, as a matter of fact. They've been there since 1816 is when that began. I've been their voice for quite a while.
Now, if so many people love your work, obviously, and I mean, these are some of the, I mean, this is like childhood memories, and even if you didn't experience this as a child, now with Netflix and all these different things online, you could watch these films.
Oh yeah. And Gremlins is a big. We're here. We are in the Christmas season. Of course, the original, the first Gremlins, is a Christmas movie, so it shows a lot right now. So, kind of be watching for Gremlins. I'm sure you can catch that if you've never seen it.
So all those people out there that said they love what you do and they would love to do that themselves, how do you crack into doing these character voices?
Well, as a kid, I really loved Paul Frees, who is, people will know, if you've ever been to Disneyland, Disney World, he's the voice of the ghost host in the Haunted Mansion. He was a lot of the pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean. So I loved Paul, and as a kid, I imitated, I was growing up in the 60s, so we were imitating Bela Lugosi's Dracula and Boris Karloff's Frankenstein, and so I did that well. I wanted to direct and produce. I went out to Los Angeles out of high school in '78 from St. Louis, and ended up with Lucasfilm, let them know that I played around with voices if they ever wanted, but I was actually working as a carpenter building Skywalker Ranch.
Wow.
And then they said, well, come on over and try out. And I got the part of Salacious Crumb, and it snowballed. I mean, really fast, because then Gremlins was the next year, and the guys that made Salacious went over with Spielberg to make Gremlins, and they asked for me. They said, well, we think they should have the same kind of voice.
So basically networking. Just network your butt off.
Yeah, you got to network and just be willing to do. They always say you got to be in the right place at the right time. So what I say, to do that, you need to be every place all the time, and then you'll be in the right place. So the point is, network, always be out there, always be a part of it. Get yourself in front of people. If you want to do voiceovers, you got to do a demo. You got to get it in front of the right people. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot. What's one of your favorite memories in doing the Gremlins?
The whole session was a blast. I mean, probably for Gremlins, the first movie would have been the bar scene. That was the most fun to do. And actually, being from St. Louis, I said, when I saw that we were doing a bar scene, I said, well, we need a beer. And they're like, really? And I said, yeah. And they're like, what kind? I said, well, Budweiser, of course. So they said, okay. And I thought, yeah, right. So just a few minutes into it, here comes a runner back with a case of cold Budweiser.
Oh my goodness.
And so Joe Dante was in there, like, oh yeah, I'll have one too. So we all cracked a beer and did the bar scene, and it was kind of, I don't know. So that was kind of a fun memory.
Now, of course, Star Wars coming out, the next edition.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your moment, that moment that you were like, wow, I'm on the set doing Star Wars?
Well, I did on the Return of the Jedi. I did that in a sound studio. I wasn't on the set.
Oh, okay.
So and we did it what's called Wild, where the character was described to me, and I didn't even see it, and I just did a lot of wild stuff, and then they went and cut it to picture. So for me, it was when I then went to the cast and crew screening in San Francisco a few weeks before the movie opened. When that character came on screen and I heard him cackle, Salacious Crumb, I knew right away that's who I am. And that was pretty amazing. So that was very amazing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your life, a piece of your life story, because there's so much more to come. We really appreciate it.
More to come. And nowadays, because of social media, we all sign agreements, non-disclosure agreements, where we won't talk about anything.
Right.
But I can tell you, you'll be seeing me in some really big stuff real soon. And that's all I'm allowed to say. Or you'll be hearing me. You won't be seeing me, but you'll be hearing me. Yeah.
any Star Wars stuff in the future? Maybe. You're not saying yes, but you don't have to say no.
That's right. I can't say.
Okay.
So,
Thanks a lot.
all right. Thank you. Thanks.